Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
What is going on, crypto fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Nightcap. We're doing it live every Monday through Thursday now at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're bringing some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use for tomorrow. And we got a lot to talk about. If you guys were on the show last night, we got to celebrate 100K together. It was a great episode. Really loved being with you guys. And where were you when Bitcoin hit 100K? Just saying, we were with some fam. Let's go. All right, so we did come back down to some critical levels. We'll talk about that when we get to the charts. We got a little bit of news to talk about, but most importantly, I don't do the show alone. I got one of the busiest guys in crypto, my dude, my man. He's also part of the fam, and he is one of the, I'm about to say busiest dudes in crypto again, but you know what? We'll call it Detroit's own, my man, FD White. Let's get it. You know it. What's up, dude?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Make sure my audio is good. Everybody in the chat, give me a. So I got a new emoji, man. I got a new emoji. I'm self-proclaiming myself a new emoji.
Uh-oh.
So
let's hear it.
The smiley face with the cool sunglasses on, man. The smiley, the cool guy.
Oh no,
so
you got the sunglasses on?
No, not yet. But I think I like that emoji, man. So I want to add that to the repertoire.
All right.
Piper Academy, man.
There it is.
Put some sunglasses, the happy dude with the sunglasses down in the chat, man. Let me know my audio is doing okay. And let's jump into it, man. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, man. Got a good bit. But you know what we got to do first, right? We got to say what's up to the people. Let's go. Let's see here. Let's run down the list. You know what's up. We got Crypto Billy in the house. He said, shake and bake. What's up, dude? How are you? Buck's in here. What's up, brother? Retro Mike Tech. He said, Long Hawk. I would have yesterday, but it wasn't part of the perpetual futures on Blowfin. But that being said, I think you guys are tracking the news. That might have been a little bit of a rug. So people are upside down in that trade. No big surprise there. If you guys are trusting a girl that got famous being drunk, I'm just saying, you know, it's a silly move on your part. All right, let's scroll down. Usernames in here. What's up, brother? Harp's in here with a yo-yo dancing emojis. Let's go. Who else? We got Alexandra G, the best mod in the house. How you doing, lady? Good to see you. Jesse, good look. What's up, man? He said, here we go. You know it. Let's see. Scrolling. French Toasters in the house. Hola, my friend. How are you? Thanks for being here, brother. Baby, yes. Bring it, TradeFly. You know it. Let's go. And then, of course, my man FD White's in here. And then who else? We got a new one here. Shaka Tano. How are you? Welcome. And we got Nicole 3000. I'm seeing some new names in here. I'd love to see it. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you joining us tonight. And you're going to see what it's all about. So let's go ahead and get this party started. And you know what we're starting off with. It is going to be the Daily Degen. Let's go. All right, so here we go. Looking at Bitcoin. We're on the 15-minute here. I'll give you guys an opportunity. If you throw something in the chat right now, we'll go take a look-see at it. But for now, let's just go ahead and look at Bitcoin first, right? Because that kind of sets the stage usually for what we're looking at. I was a little concerned yesterday. We were getting up because remember, I know a lot of you were like, hey, like, let's just go long and the charts support that. But remember, we have to make this thing move in like 45 minutes. All right. So that changes the game when you're looking at it. You gotta come down, in time frame a little bit. And the trends that you look at and you identify on the 4-hour and the daily, you actually can utilize those on smaller time frames as well. But you want to back yourself up with some of those larger horizontal areas of support and resistance. That's kind of how I like to do it. I like to tie all those things in. Yesterday, we were at a little point where I was like, it might be a little bit of a retracement for Bitcoin. But man of the people, we went long. That did not work out so well, but that's okay. We're here. We're going to fight another day because I saved the day. Saved the day for us. I went ahead. I made a short yesterday. You guys actually watched me do it. And I don't think anybody realized that when it went up to 100K, I opened a short. I did it kind of live. And I know it went up to 103. Everybody's really excited. But I like to short the tops, honestly. So it's kind of my thing. I always throw out a couple bucks shorting all-time highs. It's just my thing. It works out more times than it doesn't. It's a stupid little thing, but I have fun with it. Anyways, made some dough on that. Not so bad. We recovered everything we lost yesterday, so we're back in the fight. Let's go. All right, so we got Bitcoin on the 15-minute. Let's look at the 4-hour real quick. Let's just see where we're at in life on the 4-hour. And you know what? Let's go over to Trading View because that gives us a better view here. We're kind of stuck right now. We've actually regressed to the mean. All right, we had a nice little pop, little euphoria set in. Look at this, man. We talked about this yesterday. All right, the 382 got a rejection off of that. Not going to get too deep into the TA. We'll get to that when it's time. But we did regress to the mean, right? We came back down into the range, and we talked about this range. We said, hey, there could be a setup, kind of playing, tops in the bottom part of this range. Look at this, man. This trend line got a wick, didn't close underneath of it. Dynamic reactor got a wick, didn't close underneath of it, right? So now we've bounced up. Now it's a matter of trying to figure out where are we headed now in the next 45 minutes. All right. Again, you got point of control right here to the top side. That is less about $1,000 away. All right. And then you have the trend line down here acting as support. So that's kind of your setup if you're looking at the 4-hour. If you want to look at a smaller, horizontal level of support and resistance, I'd say somewhere around 95. So looks like you're kind of in between some stuff right now. A little hard to gauge that on the 4-hour. But let's go back to Blowfin, who is who we use for our trades here on the show. Look at that. Let's see what you guys got in the chat here. Oh, TradeFly means crypto gambling. Yes. Daily Degen, it is crypto gambling. No doubt about it. All right. What am I seeing here? Anything? Bazaars up 117%. I don't know much about that. Let's see. What else we got? Blowfin missed opportunity. Dang, y'all got the chat flowing already. Let's go. Let's see. We got anything else? Bazaars? What's the identifier for that? Check out BCH. All right. I know BCH. Let's look at BCH. That's up 4%. Hey, the alts held up though, by the way. We had that dump for Bitcoin and it held up pretty well. All right, looking at BCH, you can see it's forming a little channel right now. And then MACD looks like it's going to cross. This is on the 4 hour though. Let's go to the 15-minute. And we're under the VWAP. And we're in kind of like a rising channel right now. So it's just a matter of, you think we're going to keep this channel going. And Bitcoin's kind of in the middle. So that makes it tough. RSI's got an opportunity to reset. MACD's got an opportunity to reset here. But we're flirting with VWAP. Never a good area to be, right? You want to be kind of on the top or bottom side with a little bit of structure built into it. But it looks like we broke down, came up, coming up for a retest here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Of course, y'all are bullish. Long all the time. Every time, long. 76% of you saying long. I'll tell you what, though, the hint yesterday.
I said long, too.
There it is. Look at Retro Mike Tech, man. Getting in here with 5 Piper Academy memberships. Thank you very much, Mike. We appreciate you, brother. Let's see who got them. Duality Crypto got one. PG Beats, Lucky Deal, Christian Holyfield, Maximus Silver Stacker. Congratulations. You guys got some memberships. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech. We appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. All right. Looking over at this. So it looks like you guys want to go long, man. I see 72%. How many votes we got right now? Let me see. We got 18 votes. Not a whole lot to write home about with that one, but let's do it. Y'all vote long again. One day you guys will maybe pick something besides long. We'll see. You know how we do. All right, go 50x. This is a Degen segment. Nope. Oh, I'm gonna have to USDT this one. Let's see. What is Yep, 500. Nailed it. All right, so that's about $10. Man of the people. Man of the people. There we go. Y'all call long, we go long. You're down 2% already. Just kidding. All right, let's go ahead and get into some news here. That is the daily Degen segment. We'll go check that out as we progress through the show. Hopefully we don't get liquidated, but this is what we do around here. All right, go over to the news. First up, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Go ahead and ban us YouTube or press our video. I don't care. Congratulations, Bitcoiners. 100,000. You're welcome. Together, we will make America great again. Hey, man. He knows he was a little bit of a catalyst for the Bitcoin price action. He knows. All right. So let's be real. As soon as he got elected, or, we found out he was going to be the next president, Bitcoin price started moving. There is no doubt about that. I don't know if he was truly the catalyst for last night, but hey, here nor there, it's a bullish setup, man. And he did name a new SEC chair yesterday. If you guys don't know that, he is pro crypto. So that might be a little piece of the pie, but here nor there, he has had an impact on crypto. And he was down to the Bitcoin conference, man. You can't say that for anyone else. He was down there. He was talking about it. He obviously believes in it, and he is supporting it. So, hey, let's get it. I like to see it. All right, next up, we got Circle's USDC becomes the first stablecoin to meet Canada's new crypto listing rules. All right, there you go, man. So a little bit more in terms of adoption, right? USDC, if you guys don't know what that is, it is a stablecoin that you can use to transact, kind of like USDT. It's really a direct competitor, but it is supported by Coinbase. All right, and they, I will say, are a little bit more transparent about their financials. All right, so that makes a lot of people feel more comfortable in dealing with USDC. I personally prefer to use USDC vice USDT, but there's some times where you can't, depending on the exchange, depending on where you're at, where you're trying to purchase some of your crypto. You have to sometimes use USDT because that really has been tried and true. It's been around the block a few times, we'll say. It has stood the test of time. As much FUD has been put against USDT, it's still here, it's still alive, and it's still kicking. So there is that to say about it. No doubt about it. All right, FD, my man. What you thinking here, man? The stories, they're kind of weak today. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the bigger thing to talk about is we saw 100K, right? And I wanted to, I was literally like 3/4 of the way through a post. And I'm like, And we're at, I think, still 100 and some thousand, right? And I was going to say, you know what? Do not be surprised to see a sell-off, right? Because when you start thinking about it, is the market, okay? Are you more likely to buy over $100,000, or are you more likely to sell over $100,000? So it's a matter of market psychology and thinking about the sentiment, right? Like, the average person is not going to come to and be like, oh, $103,000 Bitcoin. Yeah, it's got to go up from here, right? Like, you got to think about that. A lot of people are buying to get into it, to get as an investment, right? They're trying to make money off it. That is everyone's thought process at this point now that talks to me about Bitcoin or crypto. Hey man, do you think it's a good investment? Hey, do you think I can make money off of this? Like, what should I buy? What should I buy that can make me money? You know, so like that's the thing. The psychology aspect is what you really have to start thinking about it when you're making these trades. So that is why I like shorting the tops. It's only a perceived top at this point, but when we start making all-time highs, you know, I always take a little short out. It's just my thing. Like, you guys have seen me do it probably over and over again at this point. But here nor there, FD man, what are you thinking, dude? You think this is just a small pullback, or do you think this could lead, you know, to a greater sell-off? We had a gnarly wick today.
Man, it looked like, I don't know if you familiar with Star Wars, the Dark Sith. He got that lightsaber with the thing, and then you know, it's real long, but yeah. So you know, I think we're going higher. You know, I'm pretty sure. You know, I can't be too sure because you can't predict these markets, but I'm pretty sure we're going higher. I think we just need to. We just got caught in a long squeeze, just like we do have short squeezes. All those late longs at 99, past 99K got liquidated, and it was just caused a cascading effect. You know, people were just over leveraged over 99K. So just a nice little washout. I think it's gonna, you know, go back up eventually, probably within the next couple of days, or just hover around this area that we're in. We'll look at some charts in a minute, but I think it'll go back up. And speaking about Trump, I can speak a little bit to what he said. You know, talking about crypto. If you share my screen. I said this 8 hours ago, man. I said Trump is going to forever take credit for getting Bitcoin to 100K. Buddy, you just sped up the inevitable. Chill. So I think, you know, he did have a little bit. You know, he had a little bit to do with it. The speed of which we got to 100K, but we were going to 100K inevitably. You know, even if the other person would have got in, we would have still got to 100K. It probably just wouldn't have happened this fast. So, you know,
you should have tagged him. You should have tagged him. I bet you would have got some more love on those views if you would have tagged him.
And I ain't trying to be on the president's radar.
He's like, I don't want to be on the radar that bad.
No, man, I'm gonna let him live, man. So
that's fair. Yeah, would have been funny though.
Yeah, it would have been funny if he would have responded. I probably would have blew up after that. But you know, we'll see.
That's cool, man. Right on. A couple shout outs here in the chat, man. Let's see, that's also Cash Oak. What's up, dude? How you doing? Mike Plays in the house. What's up, brother? How are you? Scrolling here. All right. I think that's about it. Just want to make sure I show some love to everybody in the chat. All right. Let's go here. Y'all know what time it is. We got to bring up our dude, Mr. Elmer Fudd. It's that time. All right. Man, people are getting liquidated left and right today. So that's really kind of the stem of some of the conversation we were already having. Now, this was earlier. This was 2 hours ago. All right. So this is definitely it's changed. All right. It's going to be more. There's no doubt about it. But you can see that over $1 billion in liquidations happened in the last 24 hours. Right. So that wick was crazy. That came down to, I think, about 92K on some charts, and the perpetual futures, it came even lower. It was like closer to 90. So it was a pretty crazy wick. I mean, that's a 13K swing. Remember, you know, we talked about that quite a bit. We were like, I don't know if these 10K days are going to be around. That's something that I say, you know, because we had institutional investment, and I'm like, it might slow this down. We might not have those crazy days, but I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm not happy that people got wrecked. I'll say that. but I kind of like the volatility. I've missed it a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. It reminds me a little of 2021, some of the good times, man, catching some of those wicks. That's fun for me as a trader. All right. So I do like messing with that, but it's risky business, right? You can get liquidated real quick trying to catch a wick. That'll smack you in the face real fast. But yeah, man, I mean, because of the drastic fall that it had, I mean, you can see that the long liquidations got hurt real bad. And then short, right? Because people were probably saying, oh, I'm going to take a short here. And then it bounced on them. And then they got wrecked. So that volatility, man, it is a B. It is a B. So be very, very careful if you guys are trying to chase some of these wicks, these pumps, these dumps. I never recommend that, right? Just have a solid reason for getting into a trade. Like one of the reasons today was like, hey, it came right down. It just above the channel we've talked about. It came right down to the dynamic reactor. That could have been opportunities to take a soft long position. And when I say that, I'm saying don't go in with a lot of leverage, but you could, add to the bags at a spot position or a spot long or even a very low leverage play, right? Because you're seeing the volatility, but that there's support levels there that it should, in theory, respect. So that's some things that you can kind of look at and incorporate when you guys are trading this stuff. But what do you think, man? You have any plays today? You make any trades?
Yeah, I made a trade. I got wrecked, man. So I mean, I was making all type of altcoin calls on X earlier, but when it came to Bitcoin, we got that first initial drop to about 100. We was at like 101 and low 101s, and then we got like below 100,700. I'm like, okay, that's one of the levels on a really small time frame that I was looking at. So I tried to long it once we got above there. And then it came back against me. I got stopped out. Luckily, I got stopped out for only like a 3 or 4% loss. Because then maybe like 2 hours later, we had that massive washout down to about 90K, a little below 91K, I think it was. I got it on my chart, but it's just it's good. It's good and it's bad. A lot of people over leverage at the top, and anytime that happens with Bitcoin or asset is over leveraged, you're gonna eventually get some sort of shakeout and then go back up towards those levels. So hopefully we can climb back up there. Like I said a little bit earlier, I think that washout was pretty good. Everybody was over here. As soon as I woke up this morning, I mean, people you haven't seen in ages, high fiving each other online and and talking about they told you so and this and that. I'm like, oh yeah, I smell a dump.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of I told you so. Ain't no doubt about that, man.
Yeah. So I said, I made a tweet saying, that's good and dandy, fine and dandy, but the job is not done. Let's actually hold 100K and then continue up, hold it at support and continue up. So until we hold that 99, 100K level of support, the job is not done.
Yeah. They gave you a nice little opportunity though today. Like if you're feeling that FOMO, when it went up to 100K, 103K yesterday, opportunity was there today to jump on it. And that's you got to get ahead of those levels sometimes, man. That's why I say, like, I feel like I have said this probably no less than 5 times here recently, is identify those levels and be ahead of it. There's no problem with setting a limit order and setting it and wait, and you get these crazy wick days. This is it. This was one of those days. You got a crazy wick day, and it came right down to the dynamic reactor. So, like, if that's a play for you, like looking at support, like, it's opportunity. But you know what? Check this out. So, y'all won again. You crazy Degens. You crazy Degens, man. 30% already closed. Let's go. Here we go. Round of applause. That's it. I don't know who said BCH. Good call, man. Great job. Great job, man. We went for it. 50x. Let's go. Got to be careful with these, man. In and out really quick. You guys saw what happens yesterday when you stick around sometimes. I think it liquidated us in about 5 minutes. So here we go. Up 30% again. You guys rock. All right. Sorry about that, man. I probably ruined your train of thought.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, you did.
I forgot. Thanks. I was looking at some trades, man.
I got it.
I got some.
Oh, good.
Oh man, we had some good calls yesterday too. Once we get to the charts, man, that Sui, we talked about Sui. I know it was a matter of time, man. Sui really took off. Shout out to Piper. He called Stacks XTX TX. I don't want to say the wrong S word. That one took off, and so we had some good calls last night, man, during chaos. So sometimes you got to just be cool, be chill, and look for other plays because a lot of people was just trying to jump on. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Once we did break 100K, just think of everybody who wasn't, or who aren't, allocated to crypto. They were probably just jumping in left and right, thinking it's going to go straight to 120, 150, 200K, not knowing. And then, the market said, okay, I got something for you. Boom, take this. So now they probably washed out. They probably sold at 95K, and now it's going to go back up to 100, 110, things like that. So it's just a game, the game that the market plays to the impatient.
Right on, right on. All right, let's go ahead and get into the market update. First thing we got here is the Fear and Greed Index, currently sitting at 84, which is extreme greed. 24-hour trading volume is up 34%. No big surprise there. That's at $466 billion, I believe. There you go. And then open interest, that is up 3%, and 24-hour liquidations is up 104%. So crazy numbers there. But let's go ahead and look at the crypto bubbles. It is a sea of green. So the altcoins held up, man. I think it's official. Like the alt season is here. All right. I know we kind of pretty much already thought it was here, but this is kind of confirmation, right? Because Bitcoin pulls back and everything is still green. That's good. That's a really good sign. Jasmy, we talked about that recently. That's up 44%. That was a great call. When we were talking about that one, I think FD had mentioned that. Actually, Blockchain Crusader, maybe. But I know we talked about it here recently. Sui, as you were saying, that's up 20%. Peanut making a comeback. Peanut up almost 20%. And then you got here WorldCoin, that is up about 28% or so. What else we got? Render's up 20. Good to see that. That's been a nice little push over the last couple of days. Just a lot of big moves, and a lot of other ones are up about 10%, anywhere 5 to 10%. So that's good to see. Not too much in the negative here. Not too much to write home about. Let's go ahead, scroll down a little bit, looking at our top 15. Of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all sitting pretty over the last day. Let's see if we got any big movers in the last day. Solana's up 8.9%. That's at $244. See what else we got. Dogecoin's up 5.8% at 43 cents. And who else we got? Polkadot. Polkadot still making a push up, man. I remember Polkadot being about $40. That is up 5.9%, and that is currently sitting at $10.63. Cardano has now flipped USDC. That's very interesting, but also cool to see, right? We talked about the market cap. The market cap, look at that, is at $42 billion. Dude, that was, what was it? It was in the teens, right? Like a month ago? I think it was just in the teens. That's crazy. I think, I want to say it was 15 or something like that. So look how much money flowed into Cardano in a hurry. That's wild to think about. Sui's moving up 2 spots. That's up to number 17 right now at $4.29. And that is a 20% mover over the last 24 hours. So again, you got a couple big movers here, but it's kind of wild. And then Hedera's down 2 spots. Near's up 2 spots. Nothing too crazy. All right, cool. There is that. Let's go ahead and look at the liquidation heat map. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. And one of the things that I was looking at right here, and I said this kind of towards the end, I was like, there's no liquidity up here, right? As soon as that hit, all the liquidity was gone. Now it's starting to build back up, but understand this is over time. Okay, so over time, this liquidity comes back in. But when it was right here, I was like, hey, there could be an opportunity for a reversal because there's no more liquidity to chase. So you got to come down here and grab some of this liquidity, right? And unbelievably, it came down there super quick and took that liquidity. So there's again, not a whole bunch to write home about in terms of liquidity. At this point, I don't think it's really going to be driving the price action. We're kind of free and clear of liquidity in terms of driving the price action. Now it's a matter of who's going to come in and buy. Who's going to win this? Is it going to be the bulls or the bears? This is what we're going to find out now. So super interesting. But I mean, your hotspot on the map, that's over 105 right now. So yeah, nothing too much to write home about. Let's zoom out a little bit. I haven't zoomed out in a while. Actually, let's go on the 3-month because I think there was some liquidity sitting in the 60s, if I remember correctly. I don't think that's anywhere in the realm of possible here soon, but we can still look at it. Is this a 3-month? There we go. Yeah, it is. So it's down at about 65 or so, 66 or 64, 650, 65, around that area. That's kind of where your big spot for liquidity is sitting right now. But yeah, we have to see a complete reversal of the trend. I'm not too concerned with that right now. So, but just know, hot spot on the map, right around 65K. Let's go over to the charts. Look at that, man. We've had a nice recovery. 98K right now. It's looking good. It's looking good. All right, so we've recovered really fast. Somebody took some profits, a big player, obviously, because that came in quick. When it was right around, I want to say it was around 96, 97, and then it just dumped quick, like a really fast move. I think maybe there was a cascading effect with some liquidations, but I think a big player took profit, and rightfully so. I don't blame them at all. You know, sometimes when you see the price go up, see it go up over 100K, and then you see it come back, and you're like, oh, no. You panic, and you're like, you know what? Let me take these profits. Not thinking, you're thinking that the price is going to continue to go down, and you don't want to miss that opportunity to take those profits. So, you know, I think that's definitely something that's in play. But looking at the trend line, right? We have this nice little trend line that we've been looking at for probably a couple weeks. You can see we got 3 hits on it. All right, matter of fact, I think the trend line we haven't been looking at all that long. I think I actually just drew that maybe a couple of days ago. So this is the trend line we've been looking at for a couple of weeks. This pink one right here, we've been following that. And that gave us confluence right here with the fib extension at about 103K. We talked about that last night. I did make a little post about it. I was like, hey, I think we might come back down to 100K at least, you know, just to get some confirmation, right? Flip what was resistance into support, and then you can start looking for bigger and better things. Well, what happened is, it didn't come down and just retest and get that bounce, right? It actually came down and retested, and it became resistance again, right? So you got the OC retest. We talk about that. Let's actually look at this on the hourly. It'll probably make it a little bit more clear, but we talk about this sometimes. We're like, hey, like, keep an eye on the OC retest. And here you go. So you have the value area high right here. That's what this gray line is. And you got the OC retest. Came down, broke through, test, boom, down, right? So there you go. But then you're like, okay, well, where can we find support? Remember, I was telling you, this is a good situation to be in. I was talking about that yesterday. I was like, it's a good situation to be in because we have a lot of support underneath of us. And that's what we had with this trend line. That's what we have the dynamic reactor. That's what we have the channel. Like, there's a lot of things that are lining up for us right now. There's a lot of support. I like to see it. That makes me still feel comfortable when it dumped today. I didn't think it would recover as fast as it did. I'll be fully transparent there. That move, that recovery is something silly. That means there are willing buyers right now. That's a good thing. That's another good sign for the market, is that this, you know, this liquidity, or not the liquidity, but like it got bought up quick. It got bought up really quick. So that's good. That's a good thing if you want to stay bullish and have to continue the sentiment and continue this movement up and right, is you want to see these wicks like this where it says, hey, there's willing buyers here. So that's all good things right now. So some key areas for you to keep an eye on. I mean, you can see this, right? That's pretty clear. I do still think, the channel, the value area low, all of that, all factors here down. So anywhere, between 90,000, say 200 or so, and then up, to this trend line about 94, which is a very wide area. But you still have, there's all support in there, right? So keep an eye on that area. Now, if we start breaking down, if we start getting into larger time frames and you see a breakdown and you start seeing that OC retest on a larger time frame, like we get underneath of all this, right? We see it down here, retest, and then moving down. Then you start getting a little bit nervous. All right, get a little bit nervous because then you're going to be showing lower highs, lower lows at that point, and then you start saying, okay, is the trend, reversing to the other direction? And you got to keep an eye on that. But right now, trend is your friend. We're still good. Nothing to worry about at this point. And I wouldn't be surprised to see us a little range bound. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But right now, looking good, man. Let's go to the oscillator just real quick. I want to see the 4 hour. 4 hours not the greatest. All right, that's looking down and right, coming off overbought. And then the daily, really, that's kind of trending down and right, not the greatest. Okay. Look at the weekly, also not the greatest. All right, so you got overbought, start, and looks like it wants to bend down a little bit there. So, you know, I mean, there is confluence between some of the oscillators that were really saying, hey, we're kind of due for a pullback. Because look at this. I mean, it got overbought, started trending down on the 4 hour, and then it broke down right along with the oscillator. So the minute it topped out, so did price action. So that's an interesting observation there, man. All the oscillators are kind of talking together. I would say the hourly may be the only thing that's singing a different story, and it is. Okay, so that is already flipped, right? That's showing you a reversal. What I would imagine is that if this continues, then you're going to see the 4 hour, you know, chase. And what'll happen is this will bend up. Keep an eye on that. So what you'll look for here is you want to see this start to bend up, and then you'll want to see kind of a trend, right? So you would then say, oh, okay, I have a trend on the oscillator. Yes, you look for those too, all right? Not just price action. And then you'll look for something like that. Now, I'm not saying that hasn't developed yet. I'm just saying keep an eye on it. All right, keep an eye on it. That'll make you feel a little bit better, especially if you get up over the value area high in the point of control. So keep those, you know, kind of in your scan, right? About 98.6 to anywhere 99.5. You want to get over top of that. I would say right now, if you didn't catch this wick, if you didn't catch the dynamic reactor, if you didn't catch any of this down here, then this is not the opportunity, really, I would say, to go long. I wouldn't take a long position here. I would like to see it break out of here first before I feel more comfortable. And you guys know I would prefer to see an OC retest and move, but sometimes you get stuff like this, man. When it breaks, it just breaks and it takes off. But I think now I would imagine it would slow down a little bit now, just based on, you know, all the volatility that happens. So you might see something a little bit more traditional, a little bit easier to take a play on. But yeah, keep an eye on it, man. I mean, you're quickly right back at a little bit of resistance. Now you have a lot of support under you, but you also have a little resistance on top of you now. So that's what happens when you're in a range. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the oscillators, but that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. Top side, 103 still remains, you know, kind of in play. We're not that far away, full transparency. So I think we talked about, like, hey, where could it go if it continues up and right? I think your next area of resistance is going to be somewhere around 107. 107 to 108. You're probably going to find some resistance up there as well. So there's a couple numbers for you to look at. Your channel bottom side, 90,700 or so. Okay, you want to stay on top of that. So there's another number to keep in mind as well. So, all right, cool. That's kind of a look at Bitcoin. I'll pass it over to FD. Let's see what he's got for us.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, earlier, Bart came to visit us again, man. So we were looking at this on the 15-minute, and I can't remember who pointed it out. It might have been Crypto Rover or somebody was pointing it out. And he said, it looks like the Bart pattern is starting to form. And I said, yeah, it is. And then Crux actually said something about another pattern that was forming. And I said, yeah, we should be good. And, you know, we start breaking that $99,000 level, then, you know, we might start to have a little bit of problem in the short term. But, you know, I've been working on my new strategy. I've been making my own indicator in my own. It's sort of like crypto faces spider lines, but it's not quite like that. It's not quite exactly like that. I call them phase lines. I don't know if anybody has coined that phrase yet, but I'm working on it. And this is something that I've been working on probably for the past month or so. And it basically came down to my white phase line, down to about 91K. So we were looking at these lines, and this is what I've been looking at, you know, over the Nightcap. We've been looking at these lines over the past month or so. So what I'm looking at, it's a little messy right now, so I'll kind of guide you through it. And I might go to another chart that's a little less messy, but Let's extend that out so we can get a little bit clearer. So right now, what I'm looking at short term, I'm looking to flip this $98,700 level, $98,007 to $800 level. We had a touch here on Friday the 29th, came up around here another week, like a week later, another touch here, came back here, used it as support, bounced up, and this is when we got our, after we broke this is when we got our all-time high, about 104K. Then we came down, tried to use it as support. Let's actually go to the hourly, we can get a little bit more detail. So we tried to get it, use it as support. This is where our BART formed, and then we lost it. And I mean, this was just, like you said, either somebody sold or we just started to have a lot of long squeeze. So short squeeze is when the price, a lot of the short start get liquidated and the price rises rapidly. So a long squeeze is just the opposite. A lot of long start get liquidated and we get things that look like this, big wicks that look like this. But what I'm looking at right now is the strength, man. The strength of Bitcoin, even if somebody sold, even if we got, a long squeeze, look at the recovery. Just like TradeFly said, look at the recovery. So I'm looking for an entry. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking for a good entry for Bitcoin. So far, let's actually look at some of my oscillators. I was looking at the 4-hour MACD. It is starting to cross over. It is starting to turn white. So I will expect it to start turning red a little bit soon. So I'm looking to come down to this, one of my blue phase line down. Possibly if we get a double bottom, not a double bottom, but a higher low. That's what I'm really looking for. Because this is an emotional move, and then the bounce back is an emotional move. So if we roll over here, I'll be looking at, somewhere around 96K, 95.7 to 96K, and that'll just be a higher low coming in with my blue phase line. We also have a nice macro horizontal coming in right there too. So I'm just looking for levels or looking for a good entry, to long Bitcoin. And it's not like I'm going to go 40, 50, 60X. I'm just going to, a nice 10, 15X, which would mean my stop loss would be way somewhere down in this area. So even if we start to lose a little bit more, a little bit more ground, I'll have a little bit of leeway to potentially start to bounce back up. And I think we go back out and see where we can go in the long term. We are on the 4-hour time frame, so let's make that bigger again. So my target, once we get back, excuse me, let's go to the daily, and we can see what I was looking at for a short-term top. We didn't get there yet. But I'm looking at 110. So basically, if I turn this red phase line back to yellow, you can see this trend that we were in. We lost it, and now we need to get back inside of it. And once we get back above, get back to these all-time highs or somewhere around that 103, 104 area, I think 110 will be a nice short-term top for us to start to consolidate. And then that's when I think altcoin season will officially begin. So we can come to 110, 111, 112, depending on how much time it takes. And then we can start to, just stay in between this. Even if we pull this out and we start to pull this line out too, even if we just stay in this little uptrend or going a little bit sideways within this trend, Bitcoin dominance can start to roll over. And I think altcoin season will really, really start to ramp up. And I didn't get to the video that I wanted to put out today, talking about altcoin season between January and March, because, we had that 100K day and we all were talking about 100K. So I will drop it tomorrow for sure, talking about why I think January to March is the time that you want to be in altcoin. So, and this has a lot to do with it, how high we get to for Bitcoin. And then once we start to roll over a little bit, Bitcoin dominance wise, I think a lot of that will start to go into alts. And we can look at a few alts before we get out of here. That's on my radar.
Right on. I'm looking at some XRP right now, so haven't done a real deep analysis on it, but just looking at a couple key levels. I think we have talked about this trend line recently, and that's just based off the two highs, right? So you guys know I like to do that. I'll take high to high, and I'll try to, kind of predict round about where it could go. Now, didn't get a close over top of that, just wicked down off of it. So a lot of times when people are like, where can this go? Like, that's the simple TA that I look at. I'll just be like, okay, well, you had high to high. Let's just kind of, take an educated guess, right? So if you were, riding this one up, that could have been a point where you take some profit. But look at it now, right? So trying to play the game of like, hey, if we get a big pullback, what are we looking at? We did talk about this, I believe a little bit. It could have been yesterday. Can't remember, but 618, that's about 134.65 is about 126. And right here, you have a horizontal level, right? So we broke this down. I do remember doing that, kind of looking at where you finding support, where you finding resistance with a breakdown. That puts you right in the middle of the golden pocket. So $1.31 on XRP is an area to keep an eye on. Where else? I mean, you could literally just take a horizontal off of this area right here. That lines with the 0.382. So right around $1.97. And what, I mean, it's psychological, right? So right around $2, you have a psychological number, you have a fib retracement level, and you have a previous level of resistance, right? So again, this could be another area of interest for you. And it's one of the things. It's not just as simple as saying, okay, I have a horizontal level. It's saying I have confluence. So I have $1.96. I also have the psychological number and the 0.382 lining up in one area. It could be another area for you to look for some price action. Right? It could be an opportunity if the price does continue to pull back. Right now, not looking horrendous, but if you go on the 4 hour, it does say a little bit of a different picture than what the weekly is showing or the daily. You do see that the prime oscillator, not the prime oscillator, but the dynamic reactor is working its way up, and it could meet up here. That could add to some confluence, all right? So if price action kind of stalls out up here, you go a little horizontal, dynamic reactor might have an opportunity to come up here and add some confluence to that $1.96 area, $2 range. You see right here, there's a previous little range here. Look at that. So like you don't see that on the weekly, but when you go down to smaller time frames, you see some resistance before a big breakout, right? So that's very interesting. You see that after we've already put that stuff on the chart. And that makes this even more interesting to me, because now you can see that we have the opportunity to flip what was resistance into support and keep bullish structure at the same time. So I'll be looking for that area. Definitely keep my eye on it. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert right now. So there's a couple areas for you to watch for XRP. I mean, if you're going to be like, hey, where's the highest high target? I mean, it's got to get past. it's high at about 289, 290, the local high. So there you go, XRP. Back over to you.
I got the Time coin, and we've been watching this. I've been bringing this up probably a couple times a week because we still haven't made a move. We still haven't made a move yet. And right now, we're right under this. I'm on an hourly time frame right now, so we're going to zoom out and show you why this is. Matter of fact, let's just do it now. Let's go to the daily. So this red bar is acting as one of my major pivot points. My major pivot points when it comes to support and resistance. So, I mean, we came here. This is August. This is all this price action in August. Then we have all this price action over the summer in June, July, back in May, and then inevitably back in the cycle when we started to top out for the other altcoins back in the beginning of April. So this line here, this is coming in at about $7. So let's zoom back in. So this is what I'm looking at right now. Right now, Timecoin is going to have to make a decision. I think the decision is going to be bullish. I think it's going to be a positive decision. But we are coming to the apex of this symmetrical triangle. So what I'm looking at right now, we are getting a nice little uptrend on the RSI. Money flow is coming down a little bit, but this is on a shorter term time frame. So I don't expect a move to be made tonight, but I probably will be expecting something possibly tomorrow going into the weekend. So basically, measured move. Sometimes I do take these measured moves. You can take it from the top to the bottom of the widest part right there. And even if we broke down, it perfectly, comes in at this $6.06 area. And if we break out, which, hopefully we do, we can end up going up to, that $7.72 to $7.75 area. Let's zoom out and see if that comes with any confluence with, so we could just, so look at all this price action here at around $7.70. So it does, we do have a lot of confluence in this area here. And we do have a lot of confluence down in this area here. So I think a decision will be made. And, if the market stays bullish or somewhat bullish, and especially if, we start to get that altcoin season ramping up a little bit more, I think Timecoin is going to go, $7.70 and beyond. I think once it gets up there, once it breaks out of this and hold this as support, I think all-time highs are going to come relatively quick, because I think all-time highs are only like what, $8.27. So yeah, this is the deciding factor for me for Timecoin, because I think Timecoin had a huge run, huge narrative until that happened with the CEO or the founder of Telegram. So I think this will hopefully play out. You know, we're not making predictions, but I hope this plays out to the upside because this is on my radar. I think this is one of my top trades that I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be watching. So if it does break out, retest, let me get my drawing tool so we can just look at exactly how I want or how I would play it. You know, so we're on the hourly, so we do start to get a breakout because we had a small breakout here, but it was just basically a deviation. But you can see we had this here, we had a resistance here. Then we had this deviation here, and then it came back down, held it as resistance here. So what I want to see is I want us to break convincingly. It might shoot up too. It might shoot up all the way, you know, maybe to about $7.25. Then come back for that retest, and then go, you know, go up and smoke towards those all-time highs. So I don't know how I want to play it. And sometimes I've been missing a lot of moves waiting for a retest. But that's how I was taught to trade. That's how I taught myself how to trade, and that's my strategy. But I have been missing moves waiting for a retest. Some of these moves are not retesting. So it's just gonna I'll determine how I'm going to play it. Maybe I'll go halfway, you know, once a breakout, and then if we come back for a retest and bounce, I'll put the other half in. But I gotta kind of adjust my strategy for altcoin season, because a lot of times when you get these breakouts, you don't really get a retest. You might get like a small little 1 minute wick, and then it just takes off. So I'm not looking at the 1 minute chart, so I may have to adjust my target. I mean, adjust my strategy a little bit, but I will, you know, keep everybody posted.
Yeah, I mean, you're there's no doubt about it. When you get some of these large moves and when things get euphoric and things are moving quick, yeah, you don't see those retests a lot of times. So that's why there's a lot of people that just kind of stick with the breakout itself, the initial breakout, and they don't wait for that retest. But, you know, what we've learned kind of over the bear market and, you know, a lot of times when it was ranging, it's kind of smarter to wait for that retest. So it makes a lot of sense to kind of pivot the strategy a little bit, but you got to be careful. You know, that's the thing, man. It's like the minute you pivot, then sometimes it comes back and it's like, damn, I should have waited for that retest, you know? So
I got
really,
one more thing, man, and I'm glad
what's up?
somebody said this because I was looking at this earlier. Who said it? Somebody said something about Filecoin. So if you go back to my chart, 2 minutes,
Yeah.
Filecoin. This is on the hourly. Filecoin. If you just look at this, I haven't touched Filecoin in I don't know how long, probably like months. But I always keep my levels. This is I probably have all levels drawn out for like the top 200 coins. So anytime I come back, you know, I always have my macro levels, and we are testing a macro level at about $8.35. And what do you see? What do you see right under here? This is one of the things that I love to see right under macro resistances is I see some sort of a bull flag. So I mean, this is just perfect. You know, of course we'll have to break out of this, and I don't know how we're going to react. If we're going to have to, you know, come back and retest like we just talked about. But this is looking pretty bullish, man. To be honest with you, and Filecoin has not been moving like it moved last cycle. I know last cycle the Winklevoss twins and everybody was big on Filecoin. It went from like 40 cents to like $200. It was something crazy last cycle. So I mean, even if we just did a small measured move, and I only really do these measured moves in bull trends or in bull runs, because a lot of times they don't really like play out, but they've been playing out. I'm not gonna lie, they've been playing out. So some people, you know, do it from the bottom, some people do it from the top. I usually do mine from the top, so we'll be looking at a target of about $9.50 if that does break out. But you do have two areas that you need to look at. First, you'll have to break out possible retest, then we'll have to, you know, take out this macro resistance. But I think if we break out, and we'll take this out, and then we can, you know, continue our ascension up. But, you know, I'm not front running anything. I'm waiting, but I do like this setup. So whoever said Filecoin, you know, shout out to you guys, because I definitely had this on my radar at the beginning of the bull cycle, at the beginning of the cycle, but it quickly dissipated from my radar. So I'm definitely going to put this back on there. Once we get off, I'll set some alerts and set some strategies for it, and update you probably on X.
Right on, dude. Hey, we got 62 of you crazy people in here, and it looks like 29 likes. Let's go ahead and bump that up a couple likes. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. And Jesse said, you could even touch it with your nose. Doesn't matter. Just hit it. I'm saying, let's go. All right. Who did I see in here, man? He said, wait, I want to find this because he asked a question, and I think he was asking, like, hey, when are alts going to dump? Like, big correction for alts anytime soon. So that came from Bulldog Boris. And that's kind of what we talked about a little earlier. I don't think so, right? Because when you looked at Bitcoin pulling back, you didn't have that exponential move for alts. All right. They just pulled back a little bit with it, but it wasn't like a 2-to-1 scenario where Bitcoin's pulling back and the alts are all falling, 16%, to Bitcoin's 8%, right? They just fell a little bit, and now they've recovered, and they've actually bounced harder than Bitcoin, a lot of them. All right. So I won't say a lot of them, but we'll say a good bit of them. All right. So it's looking good for alts right now. I think that rotation is kind of there. I think, again, I go back to psychology quite a bit, but I do kind of hang my hat on that because Bitcoin is really expensive right now. Like, it's at 98,000 and almost 500, right? So, it's very easy for mom and pop to just kind of look at it and be like, all right, well, let me get some Doge at 40 some cents. I might have the opportunity to make more money. Let me get some Cardano at $1.18. Where you think that's going? You think it's going to go up to $5? All right, cool. Like, I don't think, they, in their mind, they're like, I don't think Bitcoin's going to go up to 500,000, right? They say the easier road to a 4 or 5x is with some of these altcoins that, have lower entries in their mind. They don't realize the percentage gain is really what matters. But these alts are popping like something crazy. So think about how many people are running around right now saying, I made 4x, I 5x'd my money in 3 weeks. Because think about it, the people got in the right timing. They're running around just thinking they're the greatest trader of all time. So, a lot of that's going around. We're near the holidays. People are getting together, visiting each other. So, it is, is what
TradeFly.
it is. What's up, man?
So I see somebody. I know we're about to get out of here soon, but I see somebody new in the chat, and I want to acknowledge him. Thank him for
Let's
being
go.
here. Dream Tanks TV. He says, "What do you think about Dogecoin?" Let him know.
We've been on that play, man. We've been on that play for like a month. I'll let them know. All right. So the thought process there is that when retail comes back, which I think it's starting to come back, is that they are going to attract to some of the legacy tokens and projects that are out there. And if you were to ask anyone, and I know a lot of people have heard this before, but if you were to go ask them, what crypto do you know? They're going to say Bitcoin. And I bet you the next thing they say is going to be Doge or something along those lines, right? The meme tokens are big in terms of popularity and what retail knows. So there's still that opportunity for Doge to go up, right? It's still very much there. And I don't even know that we've really seen retail fully flow back into the market yet. So, it's looking at 43 cents right now, which, that's a 4x from the time that we were looking at it bouncing off support at about 10 cents. We kept saying, hey, 10 cents over and over and over again. It's made a heck of a move. But yeah, we're still bullish, man. We're still bullish on it. Thank you for being here. We definitely appreciate you. I've seen a couple of new people in the chat, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate you coming over, man. And I'm a big Doge. You know what? Before I know, I keep saying but I think Dogecoin to me can be the start of a real crypto portfolio. If you were to pick your first coin, I think Dogecoin could be the first pick. A lot of people say Bitcoin, Ethereum. I think Dogecoin could be like, you could build a portfolio with Dogecoin being your first pick. I really believe that it stood the test of times. It's not going anywhere. It has all these bullish catalysts. It has future bullish catalysts that hasn't even been out yet. We got the DOGE. We got Elon Musk and X payments coming. Like, it's a lot that's coming down the pipeline, man. He has an easy road to do basically whatever he wants. So it's coming, man. So I think it's coming. It's taking a breather now. I told my community I was going all in. I made a video about it 2 months ago. Went all in, and it played out. The stars had to align, but they did align. It was predicated on the stars aligning, but they did align. But I do think it has more to come.
And my man just said, he's like, I've been in Dogecoin since 0025.
Oh yeah, well, hey, you need to make a Dogecoin video.
He's sitting pretty.
Feature me. Yeah,
he needs to tell us about Doge, man. Come on, yeah. We'll listen to you. All right. Hey, we did have some big news drop, though. Hyper was blowing me up in the chat, so we will cover it. Trump names podcaster David Sachs as AI and crypto czar. So if you don't know who he is, he's from the All In podcast. He's pretty popular. But what he's going to be doing here is, let's see. Let's read this. Let's read this from Donald Trump here. Let's see what he's got to say. I am pleased to announce that David O. Sachs will be the White House AI and crypto czar. In this important role, David will guide policy for the administration in artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency, two areas critical to the future of American competitiveness. David will focus on making America the clear global leader in both areas. He will safeguard free speech online and steer us away from big tech bias and censorship. He will work on a legal framework so that crypto industry has the clarity it has been asking for and can thrive in the U.S. David will also lead the Presidential Council of Advisors for Science and Technology. So that is big news, man. That's definitely a big move. I bet the Coinbase people are ecstatic right now because they have been doing nothing but asking for regulation and clarity and regulation. So congrats to us. It's another win, man. Like it feels like it's win after win right now. The sentiment has never been so good for crypto. We are here to stay. Congratulations to everyone. We did see that 100K mark. So it's that time, man. It's that time. Like, yeah, put those shades on. And you know what? Say I told you so. All right. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you everyone for being in the chat. We appreciate you. We love you. Trade safe, be safe. We're out of here. Have a great night.
You can still go, even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.